Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Teach Me TF2, a show where we cover the stats, strengths, weaknesses, weapons, strategies, both for and against, for the classes of TF2. I'm sorry, that's quite the mouthful. Knowledge is power in this game, and you don't want to be left in the dark. Today, I am with the... I'm with Captain Noodles. He doesn't get the wonderful intro that Ferocity always gets. He doesn't deserve it.
Jealous, actually. I'm actually really jealous.
We're covering the heavy class today. This is going to be like a 30-second video because the heavy is like the second most straightforward class. It's great.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. You know, the heavy class, he's the hardy, slow lawnmower of people. That is so beloved. He is my favorite class, actually, out of all of them. You know, the soldier's my best class, but the heavy is my favorite class.
Yeah, it's a good class.
Yeah, it really is.
You can just own an entire map.
Yeah, as you're seeing right now, with this footage, it's great. It's great. I think I only died like 4 times. But anyways, getting back on task. We, you know, covering. We're adding one more thing to the format, and that is the stats. Basically, the heavy has 300 base health and 450 health with the overheal. And his running speed is 77% of the other classes, basically. So he runs at 77% of the sniper, spy, engineer, and pyro classes. So anyways, we're also lumping this in with the stats as well. I didn't include that in the demo video, so here we go. For the weapons, the primary weapon of the heavy is the minigun. I don't think I switch out of this at all.
No, there's no need to.
Yeah, there's no need to. Basically, the minigun, it has this incredibly high damaging output, rapid firing kind of thing. There's no reason not to use it as a heavy. If you feel so compelled, though, you also have, you know, for your secondary weapons, you have shotguns, various shotguns, and various edible items as well, like the sandwich, the Dockles bar, and the buffalo steak sandwich.
In case your medic dies and you're stuck, you can use your edibles, I think.
Yeah, you can use your edibles. They give you various effects, but basically things that you eat and things that you can... I think you can only place a sandwich down. But anyways, next you have the fists. You know, those are your tertiary weapons. You know, punching people. You're never going to use the fists at all, especially, you know, like, why would anyone ever want to use a fist? Fun fact about the fists, though, you can left click to punch with your left arm, and you can right click to punch with your right arm.
Yeah.
It does nothing, but, you know, it's there. Anyways, covering the strengths. I mean, obviously the heavy is bulky. He is the bulkiest class with the highest health in the game. It takes a long time for anyone to kill them, to take them down. And they have this rapid fire thing, so they don't have to aim so well. They just have to kind of keep you in their crosshairs long enough for you to die. It's not... You know, you don't have to be accurate with this class at all.
No, the minigun has a super high spread on it as well, so you can't really be accurate with it.
Anything within 10 feet of you is just dead, automatically.
Yeah.
But, and you know, along with that, they have an incredibly high damage output. You know, you know, literally, there are times where I just say, hello, goodbye, because they die so quickly, especially if you're going up against a scout. You know, you just hold that on them for like 2 seconds, boom, dead, right there.
Yeah.
And along with that, they actually do have some very limited healing with their sandwich. Basically, if you're in an area where you're not in any danger at all, but there aren't any health drops, no medics around, or anything, you can just pull out your sandwich, start eating that, and you regain, like, I think half your health, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and also you can heal your teammates with the sandwich as well, which comes in handy if you right click. But aside from that, you know, those are the strengths of the heavy. As for the weaknesses, though, as you can quite plainly see, the heavy is the slowest class, running at a speed of 77%. However, and then he's even slower when you wind up your minigun, which makes you susceptible to headshots. Makes you, it kind of makes you a sitting duck. So you're kind of, when you're winding up your minigun, you're kind of stationary is the problem, and this leaves you open for everyone else to fire at you, and you're really huge, so they're probably going to hit.
Yeah.
And then weaker. You're weaker at longer ranges, so if someone's like over 10 feet away from you, it's going to take a while to take them down, especially since you're dealing like 5 and 3 damage at them. And you wind up. You have a wind up as the heavy. You can't fire immediately on someone. You see someone, you have to wind up for like a good couple seconds before you can start firing on them. And so moving on to the strategies for the heavy. Basically, the heavy is probably the one class besides the soldier that you actually want to get into the fray. You want to actually fight with this guy, be in the middle of combat, because he can just absorb damage. And also just, I know it's going to be very hard since you run very slowly, but keep your enemies close. Do your best to get the drop on them, as hard as that may seem. And another useful thing is if you're kind of walking through a map with lots of corners or whatever, you're kind of blind. So if you see something as you go around that corner, you'll have to wind up a little bit. And then by that time they're either gone or you're getting attacked by them and you take that much more damage before you get them down, or something like that. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to wind up as you're crossing around corners, basically, so that you can fire immediately. And also that kind of leads up to the last strategy, which is wind up without firing. You can do this by holding down the right click button, or whatever you have mapped to that. But basically, you can wind up without firing and wasting your ammo. Actually, one last thing. The actual last strategy for the heavy. You want to team up with medics whenever possible. Yeah, as you can see, it helps out a lot, especially when you're talking to that medic, which, And then moving on to the strategies against a heavy. Just kind of stay out of the death zone, really. If you're going up against a heavy, you want to stay out of range of the heavy, so they do bare bones damage. Especially if you do decent damage at mid-range, like a demo, or something like that, where they're only doing like 5s and 3s against you, and you're dealing like 40 damage a hit. They're gonna go down pretty quickly. If you're up against a heavy medic combo, go against the medic first, then the heavy. The heavy's a lot more, deal-withable. Once he doesn't have his medic friend backing him up the whole time anymore. What else would you like to add to that? Because I know there's lots.
Oh, the mortal enemy of the heavy is the spy.
And the sniper, actually.
The spy and the sniper.
Yeah.
Every spy and sniper on the map is going to be looking out for heavies.
For heavies. Yeah,
especially spies. They're absolute bastards. when you've got a good kill streak going on, and you're moving very slowly, a spy will come up and kill your medic and then kill you. Yeah,
it's really tough. And I mean, because heavies move so slowly, it's very easy to do that. You don't have to worry if you're a spy that a heavy's going to run away, because you're just going to catch up to him.
Yeah.
Like that. And then you have the sniper as well. It's kind of really hard to hit a moving target, but especially when you're winding up as a heavy, you're moving at like 30% movement speed. Typical movement speed. So I mean, they're really still, so you can just kind of line up your sights and boom, dead. They won't see it coming. Yeah, that's basically the heavy. In a shell nut. right there.
Yeah, it's a very good class. That is a very good beginner's class. But once you master it, it can be a really deadly class on the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, like that's just with any of these classes, really.
Mm.
You know, I've
Some
seen...
of them are harder to get into, though. Like the spy is a good beginner class, or the sniper's not a good beginner class.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Probably the heavy, probably one of the most straightforward classes there is.
Basically,
right behind the soldier, really.
Just shoot in the general direction of people, and you will kill them.
Yeah. It's you know, easy to learn, difficult to master, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And soon you will be a lawnmower of people too. It's really fun. The medic is, or not medic. The heavy. Sorry, I've caught medic fever, but the heavy is probably one of the most fun classes to play.
Yeah.
Just because of, you know, you can just absorb damage and like nothing. No one can do anything about that because you're you know, by the time they get near you, you know, you got them. You killed them.
Yeah, you can get right involved at the very front of the battle, right in there. Whereas some of the classes, like the engineer or the spy, you need to hang back a bit.
Yeah, or like you know, classes that need to get into the fray but are too flimsy, like the scout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't really do that with the scout, but you can really do that with the heavy, especially if you have a medic on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Finding a medic as a heavy is pretty much essential.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to last too long if you don't have a medic on your side.
Yeah. That's about it, really. So yeah. Oh God, I haven't thought up an outro. God. I hope you enjoyed our heavy tutorial video. You know, let us know in the comments section below if we should make even more improvements, if we should take some stuff away, you know, anything like that. Any
more criticism, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
So be careful.
Any help at all really helps, because like at least let us know that you've seen this video at the very least. It's I mean, like, man, you know.
Tell all your friends about us. Tell your mother about us. She'll love us.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, piss off, YouTube.
Piss off, YouTube.